Is this finally the end for Overwatch 2? Maybe? Like this fucking character!
Fuck, hello? Can you hear me?
What are you doing? I actually can't explain to you how much I fucking hate this shithole of a game.
Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm gonna be talking about something pretty iffy.
I'm so fucking scared right now, you shut up!
Before we get started, a quick little disclaimer. I do not hate Overwatch.
I did not have sexual relations with that man. I'm just kidding. I did. Possibly.
I've played it for a very long time, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I just now think that there is a dialogue that should be had to where it can finally be dethroned as the best hero shooter.
Time out!
Now I know what you're thinking. Dethroned is a very strong word when we're talking about Overwatch. The reign it had from 2016 to 2022, and even if you liked Overwatch 2, 2022 to 2024 was absolutely astonishing. There were so many games that came up in that time and died due to Overwatch having the supremacy in the space. Now, before I start looking forward, I want to look backwards a little bit. Obviously, I'm not gonna act like TF2 doesn't exist.
Peace.
The foundation for Overwatch was 100% built off the back of TF2. And what's funny enough is Overwatch was trying to do the same thing it did to TF2 as these games were doing to it. It was trying to copy its formula in some sort of way, put a spin on it, and have some sort of success with it. And now here we are. Overwatch is iconic. Everyone knows who Tracer is and Reinhardt and Genji and so on and so forth because of how successful the game is. All these games that have tried to replace Overwatch, though, the same way it did to TF2, they have failed, whether they don't copy a certain part of the formula and flop, or, maybe they do something, but they do it at a bad time, or maybe they're just a small company. There's so many extraneous things that can happen, and all of them just brittle off and die. But Marvel Rivals is coming, not only copying the formula and doing it correctly, has, good advertisement like it should, but it also has one of the greatest IPs in, media history, Marvel. And the reason I even bring this up is because Overwatch had to create characters and had to get the people to like them. There was no Tracer, Genji, Reinhardt before Overwatch. These characters were made for the game and for people to like them. Of course, they succeeded in their own right and they're iconic now, but Marvel Rivals does not have to do that. There is absolutely no work that is going to need to be done for someone to like Spider-Man. All of these characters have been around longer than the thought of Overwatch's creation has ever even been in someone's head. Probably double, triple the amount of time. Everyone likes these characters already, and that should be extremely frightening from anyone on the Overwatch team because they are battling with history. And to be completely honest, this is entirely relevant because what did we see a couple weeks ago when Overwatch released their new hero Hazard? A lot of people went online and started complaining because the OG design for him, when his name was Freak, was way better than what we got. No one, I mean no one, the first couple days that I saw this guy get announced and enjoyed it at all. I saw so much hate on TikTok, Reddit, Instagram, I was seeing it everywhere, even on YouTube. People just absolutely going batshit crazy because they didn't get the design that was, originally conceptualized for this character. And what's funny is it goes deeper than that. The skins that are announced for the game, people complain about. The Transformers collab, the most recent one that I can think of, the Transformers collab that came out where Ramatra got a Megatron skin, that does not look like Megatron. What the fuck is that? What is that?
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
That is not Megatron. I don't know what the hell that is, but it was horrible, and the community thought the same thing. People were complaining so much for them, begging them, petitioning for them to change the skin. And for these games, that's content. New characters in the game that change the meta, and skins for the existing characters are what holds people over. If they can't do that anymore and they can't keep it consistent, Marvel Rivals is just gonna blow them out of the water. It's a fucking coughing baby versus a hydrogen bomb, and not even just one hydrogen bomb, it's a million. In my honest opinion, I think they're getting too comfortable. And what I theorize is that they're actually out of ideas. But what the community thinks is a lot harsher. If you go to Steam right now, or have been on Steam in the last 6-7 months, and you type in Overwatch 2, and you look at the reviews, Overwatch 2, at a point, had the most negative reviews on Steam historically. That is absolutely like I have no words. How is that even possible? The fall from grace needs to be studied. And realistically speaking, of course, there's going to be people who are going to ride the game till its death, and there's going to be no way you can convince them X is greater than Y. But Marvel Rivals has the greatest opportunity in the last decade of hero shooters to surpass Overwatch. There is not a greater time than now. Marvel Rivals knows this. They're doing everything in their power to have a stable, perfect launch, and they're doing just that. 1 million players just instantly pouring into the servers. Weekend 1 of it being open, and there was 0 server issues. I tried looking on the internet, Reddit threads, people complaining on Twitter, anything. I could not find a single thing. There was no one complaining about it, which is impressive, to be honest. And they're launching with 33 playable characters. This relates to the point I said earlier that they're going to have no struggle putting characters or, skins into the game because of the backlog of, media they have to rely on. And when you look at Overwatch, they started out with 21 playable characters. And of course, it's taken them 8 years to get to 42, including Hazard. But Marvel Rivals is starting out with 33. That's only 9 less than what Overwatch 2 has done in 8 years for the roster. Now, I'm not saying that there needs to be, character come out, character come out, character come out. There's obviously changes that can be made instead of that for content-wise, but it's extremely sad seeing the breath of fresh airs be so distant in Overwatch, when in Marvel Rivals, they're going to be here, 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 and here. It's going to get the attention of everyone on the internet consistently and constantly because there's going to be something fun and something, fulfilling in the game at all times. And not only is there breath of fresh air when playing this game in its foreseeable future, Marvel Rivals is doing what Overwatch did to TF2. They are almost ripping it completely, and it fucking stings pretty bad. In Overwatch, Mercy's, beam was Medic's beam. Bastion resembled Heavy with the minigun. Widowmaker, resembled Sniper in a lot of ways, with either the submachine gun and the Sniper. But Marvel Rivals takes this to a whole nother level. Every character so far in Marvel Rivals has an exact copy of an ability, an ult, a weapon, or a passive that resembles something from Overwatch. I'm going to list just some of the examples that are, can come to the top of my head, but I want you guys to really think about these. First and foremost, Spider-Man's uppercut is literally just Overwatch Doomfist 1 uppercut. Captain America's shield bash is Brick shield bash. Magneto and Doctor Strange have Reinhardt's shield. Magneto also has Zarya's bubbles. Bucky's weapon, it being a pistol, is Cassidy's revolver. And it gets more niche. Black Panther's dash reset, yeah, by the way, he can dash reset, is legitimately Genji's dash reset. Adam Warlock's right click, how he charges it up, it's literally just Zenyatta's right click. It's astonishing how they're getting away with it. And obviously, Overwatch doesn't own any of these things, but they are taking the things that people liked in Overwatch 1 or that just people enjoyed from the game as a whole, and they are putting their spin on them the same way Overwatch did to TF2, but making it better. And don't misconstrue my words here. I'm not saying Marvel Rivals is an utter clone of, Overwatch, because if anything, Overwatch is a clone of TF2. But what I am saying is that Marvel Rivals definitely took inspiration. If not inspiration, they did it on purpose because they knew that the community enjoyed those things and they thought it would work in their game for their vision. There were a bunch of different things that Marvel Rivals does different, and I'm going to list some of them right now. Instead of 5v5, it's 6v6, and that's its own debate for Overwatch because it actually used to be 6v6, and a lot of people prefer 6v6, but that's, another day. Ults carry on to the next round. I don't know if people know this, but yeah, you can strategically save your ult if you're getting your ass kicked to take point first on the next round. There's no roll lock as of right now. In my opinion, I think there needs to be a roll lock because I'm tired of fucking loading into a game where we have 5 duelists and 1 strategist, but that's just me. That's my opinion, I guess. The battle pass is cheaper, and it's not a straight progression line, so it's not, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. It's, pick this window pane and you can get this stuff from this spot, but then you can go do it in another spot. It's also not time locked, which is extremely crazy because in Overwatch, if you don't do the battle pass when it's out, those skins are gone basically forever. As far as we know, they're gone forever. Of course, they could just come out of the blue and just start releasing old Battle Pass skins. Hopefully they don't. But they're not time locked, so once the next one comes out, you're going to be able to just go back and put all your XP and all your work into the other one if you really wanted to. The maps have destructive properties. You can, destroy a good bit of the map in the Marvel's games, which is, I think, is amazing. It creates way more strategic lineups and way better thought processes other than, walking down a 3-lane map or a 2-lane map. Or a capture point map. It's a lot more intuitive as a player. There's also the matchups in the game. If you play a certain character that is, related to another character by lore, or they have some sort of friendship, you actually get a buff. And some characters even get another ability. Magneto, if you play Scarlet Witch or, Wanda or whatever, with him, you get an entire new ability, which is extremely strong. And Iron Man, if you play with Hulk, all of your beams and everything, they get buffed with Gamma. It's a great way to incentivize players to combo with each other, so you're not only playing duelists, or you're not only playing vanguards, or you're not only playing strategists. It makes people actually play different characters in the game, which is great, because if they're going to release a bunch of characters with this big fucking IP they have, they need you to play a bunch of different characters. They can't all have you just wanting to play the same, 4 set of, meta characters. Another big change is that this game is in third person. It actually allows you to enjoy the skins you're buying, which, I'm not going to lie, are pretty pricey. They are going to allow you to enjoy the skin more because you actually get to see it other than just your arms, like how Overwatch is. And there's just many more changes, but those are just kind of the big ones I can think of. I mean, as you can see, Marvel Rivals is coming out swinging. They are not here to fucking play. They're here to stomp Overwatch into the ground, and it is extremely obvious. Whether you want to believe that they chose 6v6 because people liked 6v6 in Overwatch 1 or not, or, they chose to do this way because, it was bad in Overwatch and people didn't like it. They are coming out swinging, and they're doing it extremely smart. I really do think that Overwatch is a great game. I've hit diamond in it multiple times, so don't call me don't go in the comments and call me a shitter. I even have montages up on this channel of me actually playing Overwatch, and in more of my videos, I'm playing Overwatch. So I've played in the game and I enjoyed it. I put 1,000 hours plus into it. But it is time for it to leave, in my opinion. Marvel Rivals is here, and I really, really think that they have the biggest chance out of, the last decade, like I said, to actually act on it and surpass Overwatch for what it was. And if it wasn't obvious enough that they've been trying to appeal to the masses, now they've appealed to the minority. I'm going to put a screenshot up on the screen. It's the most unsavory, degenerate thing I've seen in a long time, but the Gooners are going to have a field day, boys. The Gooners are going to have a field day.
Speaking of League.
Oh!
Holy shit.
My
Yeah.
fucking, let me kill her.